competitor, and came back on the Welsh rally and immediately promptly put his Gold GTI back on its side. Didn't re-break the collarbone, but didn't do his pocket much good. First year competitor is Paul Armstrong, number 180, and there he is, the Lombard RAC.
Yes, and leading the start line now we have another car, PC.
A lot of excitement here, and I think we have a more recent update. John Horton, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Fred. Well, Steve, and everyone else there listening. After special stage 5, that's the Lancia Martini stage in Donington, Lovell and Gwyndaf Evans. Lovell, the teammate to Russell Brooks. Gwyndaf Evans in the Brooklyn, Mr. Tompkinson, Shell-supported Sierra. They are on 19th, 15 minutes 41. Malcolm Wilson, the front-wheel drive. Astra is 20th as well, so let's hope he can continue on that course. 26th overall in the general standings. Dave Metcalf in that amazing 1600cc Vauxhall Nova leads his class, which is not surprising, class A6. Louise Aiken-Walker is 5th in her class in the Vauxhall Astra GTE, and she is 31st overall. Maybe you have a few out there. The news after special stage 5. Back to you.
Yes, so thank you, John, and Steve, who have we got on the start line?
Right, we've just got car number 185 leading the start line. That's local driver Andrew Turnoff from Huddersfield with Howard Pullen alongside him. But we've also obviously had, by virtue of that, 182, 183 and 184 on the stage whilst we were going through those results.
Yes, 183, David Johnson from Hemel Hempstead with the Lada Samara. 184, Johnny Dudman from Hillingdon in Middlesex with the Peugeot 205 GTI, both having safely gone through 86. And this is a brand new car purely for the Lombard RAC Rally, the Vauxhall Nova 1300 of Brian Richmond.
Right, and Brian Richmond's actually just leaving the line as you came over to me there.
Oh dear. Now that is the most out of shape we've had today, and that is Andrew Torrey wooden post. And quite a flurry of action as the yellow-coated marshals move into position to replace all the scenery.
Yes, we've got the little Nova now leaping down the stage, and then he'll be followed down by car number 188 from Chalfont St Peter in Buckinghamshire. That's Guy Anderson with the older shape Suzuki Swift. We saw the two black cars of Sutcliffe and Co. down the stage a little earlier on. They have the latest shape, very aerodynamic styling. The more conventionally styled 1988 model Suzuki Swift just leaving the line literally as we speak. He's following, of course, the Vauxhall Nova of Brian Richmond down the stage. And is the Nova in your sight yet?
Yes, the Nova, well, it's rapidly disappearing out of our sight. Well, with my eyesight, it's the second thing that fails with age, you know, the old eyesight. But that's already well on its way down the hill. And we're looking forward then to 187 Robert Everett to be the next one coming our way.
In actual fact, Robert Everett hasn't appeared at the start. I suspect that he was one of the starters that was scratched.
So that's Suzuki you're talking about then. That is running in the unleaded category. The Suzuki GTI of Guy Anderson, the driver you described from Chalfont St Peter, that will be running in the unleaded.
Yep, and then on the start line now we've got which is rather better than the Marshall's Japanese, and he of course is co-driving Kosho Kanal, and Kosho Kanal is one of the most experienced drivers in Japanese rallying. He rallies for fun. He is a dentist in a place called Wakayama, I think it is in southern Japan. He's done a number of events. He has done the Lombard RAC before, but he really does rate himself very much as a very lucky clubman.
Yes, some of his success progress too noticeably. As you were saying, he has done the RAC Lombard before, but yet to log a finish. You've got a second Japanese pairing coming well, Japanese-Welsh pairing. That's a combination for you, isn't it? Shunichi Washio from Yokohama City and Andy Moss from Abergele.
That's right. Mr. Washio decided to have the expertise of a local navigator alongside him in what is a very raughty sounding Isuzu Gemini Turbo. The Isuzu Turbo being a front-wheel drive 1400cc turbocharged car, doesn't have the benefit of four-wheel drive, so not as fast off the line as the Mazda. It really is quite incredible when you see one of these four-wheel drive cars, such as the Mazda, which will be in your sight now, how much faster out of the corners they are than that two-wheel drive competition.
Well, I'm waiting to see this Mazda that you tell me I can see. No, I must give up on this one, Steve. I think I'll go for the picture bonus on this one.
Right, well in that case it obviously means that we have a Mazda in trouble somewhere between the start of the stage and the Show Gemini grandstand.
Ah, no, this looks like it could be it. This could be Shunichi. No, this will be the Isuzu, won't it? Let's have a quick no, we're all right. Don't panic, this is the Isuzu. So we've actually lost the master somewhere, haven't we? Shunichi Washio has gone through. Now, see what you can do with this next one. Number 191.
Well, I've been relieved of that because the next car off the line is actually number 192.
Ah, so we've lost Hirokazu Senpai.
How about that for returning it, eh?
Well, you can't make much out of this next one, can you? In the first time in the RAC rally, RAC Lombard rally, and is this him coming our way? Yes, it is, Neil Burton. And look as he gets into view. There is Neil Burton, and is that Jasper Carrot in the chair? No, it's not. That's actually John Holder, co-driver in the rear wheel drive.
The run in Radio Times earlier this year has had some fairly detailed rally instruction and now finds herself at the wheel of the Vauxhall Astra 1300cc, brand new for the Lombard RAC rally. That's Elizabeth Jeffries from Brackley down in Northamptonshire. She's actually being co-driven by Mary Fullerton from Darlington in County Durham in the northeast of England. And it's quite a coincidence because Elizabeth Jeffries was actually originally born in Darlington, well, I'll be quite polite and say not too many years ago. And Mary Fullerton, one of the leading women co-drivers, she's sitting beside Elizabeth, giving her a lot of advice as well as guiding her through the route. So it'll be quite interesting to see how Elizabeth does on her first ever major international event.
Yes, the last time I saw Liz Jeffries was down in the shopping centre in Banbury. She lives not so far away from where I live, and there is Liz Jeffries, the Radio Quest 4 driver, the Radio Times Rally Quest competition. She came out tops in that, as you correctly said there, Steve. She comes from Brackley in Northamptonshire. Well, when she gets to the Silverstone, unsuccessful rally here in the Radio Times Quest competition, the Vauxhall Astra.
Yes, certainly Liz has done 3 rallies to prepare her for the event, but nothing can prepare you for the sheer stamina required just to keep going flat out for 5 days and nights.
No, and that was exactly her comment when she was asked by
Ian Arden from Manchester.
Yes, he one of the Shell Gemini entered cars as well. Ian Arden making his debut on the Lombard RAC.
Yeah, then we have number 195, that's the Suzuki Swift GTI, another of these little 1300cc screamers. That's the car of Pat Anderson from Chalfont St Peter. And just leaving the line as we speak, Mark Jacques from Capel in Surrey with the bright yellow Astra GTE 16 valve. This car literally just been built purely for the Lombard RAC rally. His first time he's done the prestigious event.
Yes, we've just seen Pat Anderson go through it. It's a very ginger approach, as why not? He's exercising caution. Nina Sutcliffe, remember we spoke about the most senior member out on the circuit, and that was Michael Sutcliffe. Well, the daughter will be coming down very shortly.
She's just at the line now, giving it a right amount of power, spinning the wheels, but getting away very quickly. But the little Suzuki really is in a little bit of trouble on these very bad ruts here. It seems to be bottoming quite.
Yes, it's an appeal for us I can make his bottom knocker, Fred. Seriously, we've just had a note from the Chatsworth estate who are hosting us today. There are so many people trying to leave the estate just at the present time. We suggest and they recommend that you stay and enjoy all the cars through the stage, because all the exits to the Chatsworth estate are now at a standstill. So if you're planning to walk back to your car, don't. Stay here, watch the excitement, enjoy the rest of the cars to Shell Gemini Chatsworth, because then by that time the road should have cleared sufficiently to make a reasonable exit. And for those of you parked at the southern end of the stage will open when the stage commander gives the okay, and then the stage road will form part of the exit route. So if you're thinking about going to your car, stop and enjoy Shell Gemini Chatsworth, because at the moment all the roads leading from the estate are at a standstill. Back to you, Fred.
Yes, and we're looking for the next car, and here it comes. It's Peter Butler with the unleaded Suzuki Swift has gone through under number 198, when in fact there is the Suzuki Swift. That's a little bit better. The approach through that right-hander, a little bit more determined, a little bit more boot as he accelerates away now out of our sight. So we should then be getting Julie Murray, number 199, yet another one of our small band but hearty band of female competitors. Has she started yet, Steve?
Yes, she's just left the start line in the bright blue Peugeot 205 GTI. And take a close look at that registration number when it comes down, how it ties in with the sponsor.
Yes, I'm not
RAC Rally as a result of her achievement in the 1989 Shell Oils British Open Rally Championship.
Absolutely right, and it is her debut on the Lombard RAC, and there she's a very quick approach. That is nice. Oh, that is neat. I like it, Julie. That is very trim indeed, and her driving wasn't bad either. for Liz Jeffries, the TV Radio Times winner, a time of 2:35, which I think is pretty commendable. 2 minutes 35 for Liz Jeffries.
So when they regroup the entries, do they do it after each day? Because if she's running further up the field on her second day, the road conditions are going to be a little bit easier for her.
That's absolutely correct, as we now get the next one through. And that's a pretty rapid approach as well from Mark Cooper. That's a little perhaps a little bit too rapid. Oh yes, yes. The old marshals are on the starting blocks, pretty rapid then. Well, it looked like a Ben Johnson over there. The old test on you boys, a bit rapid you got out of the way then. Mark Cooper, he took the scenic route actually. I think he was going to go for a tour around Chatsworth House, but he spread one or two of the marshals in all sorts of directions and rejoined the circuit. Next one, of course, is Kelly from the Isle of Man. Number 201, Noel Kelly from Douglas in the Isle of Man with the Mazda.
That's right, Douglas should be coming to your site in a couple of seconds' time. We've now got a couple of the Skodas lined up on the starting grid, cars 202, 203, but
the capital of the little island, Douglas it is. A little tax haven. He's actually got the Manx registration there, EMN. Whenever you see a car on the local roads, out on the road, it's got an MN. That is the Manx registration. So he is through and away. Noel Kelly with that 1987 Mazda 323.
Murphy is one of the most highly competitive championships and one of the most friendly championships in British rallying.
Well, I would go along with that and endorse every sentiment of it. Pretty lively, that is not half bad. That was a nice little approach there from Martin Newson with the Skoda. The next one, of course, will be a second Skoda 130. I'm talking about having fun on a low budget. I actually did a race meeting at Donington Park quite recently, Steve, the truck meeting, and we had on the programme, as part of the programme, a race for Citroën 2CV cars. Can you believe it? 2CVs racing. We had about 40 or 50 of them on the circuit, and well, it wasn't exactly high speed action. It actually took a slow motion replay that had been stationary, but the excitement was tremendous, and that really is fun racing on a very tight budget.
Yeah, I should think it adds a new dimension to the term not cornering on your door handles.
It does that, yeah, and everybody else's door handles as well. Julie, she did look very neat, as I say, coming down the section down toward the Gemini hairpin, and there is the Skoda, you know, with it has a little bit of paintwork put on it, the old 130L with a little bit of go faster stripes, a bit of flash paintwork. They look quite respectable, you know, Steve.
Well, that car actually, in fact, was carrying the works up. Now, we've got a problem on the start line here. Car 205 stalled on the line, couldn't get going. It's now limping. In fact, it's now pulling off the side of the track. Car 204 never appeared. Car 205, the Lombard RAC, that's Neil Phillips from Thomaswich in Staffordshire. And Eric Pritchard from Walsall in Staffordshire obviously had problems with their Lombard RAC. The engine was running quite perfectly. It was just about to leave the line. The engine cut.
206 Rob Richards from Bideford on Avon in Warwickshire with the 205 Peugeot with the Istel Timeplex backing. 36-year-old data network consultant is Rob. And there he is, number 206, John Davenport, the co-driver. Reasonably experienced driver, 6th and 7th in the Welsh International a couple of years ago for John Davenport, or if you live in the Midlands, Davenport, beer at home, isn't it? Beer at home means Davenport.
Spectacularly, quite quickly, should be on his way down the stage to you now. Of course, that's the car of Adrian Welton from Keighley in West Yorkshire, navigated by Keith King. They've done a great amount of events. They even went to the 1000 Lakes Rally in Finland this year.
Well, there's obviously one taxi that is not for hire as it comes in toward us. And
Yep, we were saying about rallying on a low budget. This car, number 207, making its way down the stage now, that actually cost its owners 200 quid last summer at the auctions. He built it into a car. He's competing against the best in the world on the Lombard RAC rally. That's what rally wrote.
Neil Phillips, so he really does deserve an extra special cheer when he comes in front of you, ladies and gents. Number 205, and he'll be here making his debut in the Lombard RAC, and that is number 208, that's the Volkswagen Golf GTI of Trevor Harris from East Dereham in Norfolk. As we await then on the Lada, the Golf GTI used on selected rounds of this year's Shell Oil's British Open Rally Championship. There it is, number 205. There he is, the Lada Noah Reaver is certainly going to reeve at the end of this section. So there, the Lada Reaver, well on its way.
Right, and 212 will be following him down the stage. That's the Vauxhall Nova Sport with the Talkland Communications sponsorship.
And highly effective it is indeed. making his debut on the Lombard RAC Rally. I thought he'd actually gone all Australian on me there, saying the Vauxhall Nova Sport. I was about to reply, all right, comma. He's through then. The 1984 Vauxhall Nova Sport with Ian Furness in like Jones. He can only come from the land of song, can't he? And he is a Welshman, David Jones. And there he is, he's got this far, front wheels locked up, hopefully locked up, but let's...
And Basil, of course, has rallied overseas for quite a number of years.
Yes, and another one of the recycled teenagers is Basil Wadman, 54-year-old company director from Devises in Wiltshire. Took that to your transport, that is an urgent message. Yeah, Bob Smith, he's a 37-year-old aircraft stress engineer, and there he is, in fact. You've got his fog lamps on, very considerate lad, is Bob Smith. All the competitors coming along behind, comes from Hockley in Essex.
Been smashed down on its subframe as it hit those ruts down at the start of the stage, but keeps going, apparently a very strong little motor car. So the characteristic whistle from the straight cut gearbox, which reminds you of the old Mini Cooper S days. Just stood by the side of the track for a while, crew sitting there, possibly frantically changing fuses within inside the car if there's been an electrical problem. Meanwhile, we should have another Lada Reaver on his way past now, car number 220, which is the car from the Anglian Rally Club.